What we might be seeing is perhaps one of the most significant developments of the story so far, in that there's an extensive search going underway at a property only about 200 yards away from Madeleine McCann's apartment that she was abducted from 11 days ago. It's the home of Jennifer Murat, and her son Robert lives here with her. Robert is someone who's become well known to a lot of the journalists who've been covering this story, because he has been, certainly in the first few days of the investigation, spending a lot of time hanging around the scene, acting as a translator, go-between, if you like, between the press and the uniformed police, acting as someone who would relay messages to them, who would give us information about the search and so forth. And because he was spending so much time in the area of the investigation without a clear role, a lot of people began to ask questions about him. I spoke to Robert on many occasions, and I know that he told me he volunteered the information that he is separated from his wife and they have a daughter of around about the same age as Madeleine, and Robert told me that he was particularly upset by the abduction of Madeleine because she looked just like his daughter. Now, as I say, a lot of people were asking questions about Robert, and because of the sudden focus on him, he decided to then withdraw from the scene and vanished, and said that he was not going to spend any more time at the scene of the inquiry because he felt he was, in his words, becoming a distraction. But he is someone that the media have looked into a little bit to see what his background is, and he told me that this was where his mother lived and where he spent his time. And within the last hour or so, there's been a lot of police activity at the scene here. We think that we can see some form of green tarpaulin which has been put up, and there are certainly an awful lot of forensic officers around here. The uniformed police are doing their best to try to maintain a cordon, but all of the media who had gathered to hear the ambassador's statement all began to drift away when there were signs of this activity, and come down here just to check what was going on. Now, as I say, we don't know for certain what is going on, but we haven't seen a search in the area for quite some days now. You'll remember that the GNR, the uniformed police, stopped searching around this area. They said they had carried out a thorough search and nothing had been found. They also said, if you remember, that they had searched 500 apartments in the vicinity. Well, this is certainly in the vicinity. We don't know if this house, though, was searched or whether simply a call was made by the GNR. We know a lot of the uniformed police in those days, those early days, were knocking on people's doors and asking for information, but there's certainly no thorough search of all those apartments.